Tonight I'm going to talk about TCKs. TCK stands for Third Culture Kid. What is it? A kid who was raised in a culture outside of his parents' culture for a significant part of his development years. Lots of people here in Lincoln are TCKs. I am a TCK, my best friend is a TCK, my life is surrounded with TCKs, and I'm pretty sure some of yours are too. Every time I go visit my home country, where my friends and family are, all of them are not TCKs because they have lived their entire life in the home country, while I have lived in 4 different ones and been to 5 different schools in Mexico, Canada, Brazil, and Argentina. Sometimes this can be very hard for me, losing so many friends and knowing that there's a very low possibility that I might see them again. But there are also lots of good things about being a TCK. I get to meet new people, have more friends, know more places. Sometimes people ask me, "Where are you from?" or "De dónde eres?" or "De onde você é?" Sometimes this question hits me. Where am I really from? I've been in so many places, lived in so many countries that I can't actually say where's home. I feel that there's a part of me in every country I lived in. Melissa Kumarisen, a multimedia graduate, says that TCKs have moments of depression and live in a gray world. When I heard this, I looked at myself and asked, do I live in a gray world? Am I really depressed? And I thought that I lived the happiest life I could ever live. Obviously, very sad when I have to say goodbye to all of my friends. But actually, my life is very happy. Normally, this happens because we build a strong relationship, we become very good friends, and suddenly everything just vanishes when he or I has to leave. Now, not only Melissa Kumaresen says that, but quite a few psychologists. There have been people that have written whole books and articles about this. Now, imagine this. You're a mom, you have a husband and 2 children that are TCKs. You're trying to give them the best life possible, and you think that moving around gives them a better education. One day, you're at the library and you see a book that talks about TCKs. You buy it and you start reading it. The whole book is about how TCKs have moments of depression and live in a gray world. How horrible would that be? Here, you thinking that you're giving your children a good education, and suddenly someone says that they're gonna get depressed, have a hard time in college, and live in a gray world? I mean, I'm not saying this isn't true, but there are also lots of good things about being a TCK which I have experienced. Normally, TCKs move because of their parents' work. They have a job and it requires them to move to other countries. My story starts with a Peruvian girl and a Mexican boy studying in Holland for university. The Peruvian girl fell deeply in love with the Mexican boy. At least that's how my dad tells the story. I was born in Mexico, and a year later my dad was transferred to Canada. I went to my very first school there. The first thing that comes to my mind when I think of Canada is snow. I remember coming in from having a snowball fight and being half frozen to death, and my mom saying, "Diego, take off your shoes, you're leaving pieces of snow." Obviously, I never listened. When I was 4 years old, we all went back to Mexico. I went to 2 different schools there, both of them local, where all the students were Mexican. I knew I wouldn't stay long in these schools and that my classmates would see themselves for the rest of their lives. I admit I was envious. The third time I moved to another country was Brazil. I started to go to international schools. People came and went like a revolving door. I lost lots of friends and many ones also. And then I came here, to Argentina, where I have lived for more than 3 years. Now I'm 11, and most of my life I have been a happy, healthy, intelligent, friendly, open-minded TCK. Sometimes I daydream and remember all the countries I lived in, all the good times that I spent there, and all the friends that I had there. And sometimes I dream of how different my life would be if I had lived my entire life in only my home country. I wouldn't be giving this speech right now. All of my friends had different personalities. Right now, my best friend is from Ecuador, and a very good friend that left Lincoln is from Peru but is living in China. Also, I have friends from USA, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, Holland, and so on. In my vacations to Peru, I saw my Peruvian friend from China. In another vacation in Mexico, I saw my Mexican friend from Dubai. We spent one whole day riding roller coasters in a theme park. We had a blast. I understand almost all of my friends because we have lived and experienced moving a lot. Sometimes this can be very hard for me. Sometimes we can share the same food, the same culture, and sometimes even the same language. So no matter how many countries I live in, 10, 5, 20, or even one, my parents and my family are always there for me. They always give me the love that I need. So to all the parents that their children are TCKs, give them all the love they need, help them, and support them. It is much harder for us kids to adapt to these changes in our environment and our closest friends. So help them through it so they can have the best experience of their life, just like I did. Thank you.